What happens to your pelvic floor during pregnancy and birth? Now, you might just want to go la 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 and not listen to this section, and that's fine if you really don't want to go there, but I really think understanding what happened to our body can really help create a lot of awareness in what we're doing now and prevent us from kind of belittling what we've been through and not doing anything about it now. So this section is educational, it's aimed to share, not scare, but it's also aimed to motivate you to taking action to look after your pelvic floor and all of your body now. So first of all, your pelvic floor during pregnancy. As the baby and the uterus and the placenta and all of that grows, there's both a ton more pressure on the pelvic floor and there's a lot less room within the abdomen. Everything is a lot more condensed. So there's a lot of pressure put down on that pelvic floor. At the same time, the abdominal muscles are weakened and stretched out, so they're not really supporting us and supporting our pelvic organs in the way that they usually would. And just to top it off, we've got tons of hormones going through our body that are preparing us for birth to kind of relax and create elasticity in all of the pelvic ligaments in order to push a baby through. So pregnancy in and of itself starts to weaken our pelvic floor. Then there's the birth. Now, during the birth, the uterus makes really big contractions, pushing everything down. So the pelvic floor goes through a lot of kind of pressure at that stage. So even through the gentlest, most by the book vaginal birth with no tears and episiotomies, that vaginal opening that was once very small has now been stretched out to fit the size of the baby's head and shoulders. This doesn't just ping back straight after the birth. It takes a while for those muscles to regain their tone and go back to their original size. Now, they may never go back to their original size, but the vaginal opening will close significantly from those initial few weeks postpartum. This is important to know because that vaginal opening is very wide now and isn't providing the same support. So the pelvic floor isn't able to provide the same support to your pelvic organs as it was before. We need to be mindful of this when we're on our feet, when we're walking around, when we're baby carrying, when we're carrying heavy things, all of that stuff. Now, most vaginal births don't go that way, and there are tears or there's an episiotomy, and so there's stitches. There may only be a very small tear that's just in the skin, or there may be a tear that goes partially or fully through the muscle. This is also important to take into account because in addition to the fact that the vaginal opening is now very wide, now you also have a scar in the muscle or an incision or tear in the muscle that is stitched up and has to heal. Some births also involve vacuum or forceps. And this involves sometimes really quite aggressive tugging and pulling of the uterus down towards the vaginal opening. Your uterus is held up by ligaments. They likely are a bit stretched and weakened from pregnancy and birth in any case, but we need to allow those ligaments and the muscles, the pelvic floor muscles from the bottom and the ligaments from the top, we need to allow them all to heal in that postpartum period. This is all important stuff to know for when we talk about carrying out your daily tasks and getting back into exercise. Again, I'm saying all of this to share, not scare. It's really important to know this stuff because so many women say, why did no one tell me? But then on the other hand, when we tell women, they get petrified to not do anything. Please be rest assured that my aim in this program is to bring awareness to all of that stuff so that you don't feel like Superwoman and that you can do everything or that you should do everything, that you allow yourself the time to heal and that you do things, especially in those first few months, that take pressure off the pelvic floor, that take weight off the pelvic floor, that allow the pelvic floor and the ligaments of the uterus to heal and regain their original tone. We'll be starting with breathing, we'll be starting with gentle exercises on your back, and then we'll build gradually up into more and more intense things. Part of this process is knowledge. so that you can make informed decisions.